when something's not working, we shift from the question of why isn't it working to what do we need to do to get it right. And right now that'll call for some change. And I'll take over the role as the defensive coordinator and all that entails. Known Joe as my right-hand man for years, and he took the news like the pro he is. As a defensive staff, including Joe, we're all consumed by getting it right, and that's exactly what we intend to do. And as far as like heading out on the trip and getting rolling, as we head out tonight, I've been a fan of extended road trips, whether it's training camp or in season to the opposite coast. It can serve a lot of purposes, and this trip, that is literally the definition of that. And so for all of us, the players, the coaches, we're really consumed by getting it right and getting better. And a week together, we need that, every bit of it. Finally, I'll end on some tough news on the injury front. Trey Amos fractured his fibula, and that will knock him out for a while, so he'll miss some significant time. So all that said, I'll get started with you guys, and we'll get rolling.
Go ahead, Con.
What led to the decision to do this? How long you been thinking about that? Why now?
I think now, just after watching and reviewing the tape, we felt off. You've heard me say that word, John. And so I thought this is the time to add into that and lean in. Joe and I have got a great vibe together, John. We've worked together, through our time in Dallas, and we'll lean back into that space where, he'll help me along the way and all that leads up into the game and calling it into that space. So having Joe, and I been in that vibe together, we'll lean into that again, and we'll do that now.
Nikki?
Dan, what does this mean exactly for Joe's role going forward if you're handling play calling and everything that, defensive coordinator, what that role is?
Yep, so Joe will be involved all week, obviously with the rest of the staff and, planning and getting ready for the game. And then on game day, he'll be in the press box and, with the vision on the coverage and the things that we need to do. And so, like I said, Nikki, I'm fortunate that we've been in that battle rhythm together during our time together in Dallas. And so we're going to try to slip into that spot, as quickly as we can.
To Sean?
I know you guys have a lot of logistics that you're figuring out this week. Obviously, you're going to Madrid, but specifically about when it comes to practice field, getting ready for game day operations at the stadium. What sort of work went into preparing for that, throughout the year and during the season without being able to be on site there?
Yeah, Deshaun, that's a good one, man. It's there's been a lot of people here who spent a lot of time, to go into the spot to get ready. That's from practice to the hotel to where we'll go to when's the best time to travel and time difference and how to speed that up as we're going. So we've put a lot of work in. We've done some trips together, but not overseas together. So we've tried to make it as much like a normal extended road trip, so the players can just kind of focus on getting exactly everything we want lined up to play like we can. So, but you're exactly right. There's been an army of people here behind the scenes that have taken trips, gotten things ready. So number of crew already went over earlier, and so they're ready for us.
David Aldridge?
Dan, what did you talk about with Duran in terms of his ejection yesterday, and regardless of why he did what he did?
Yeah, so I had a chance to visit with him today, and even regardless of the scenarios, man, like just the disciplines into that spot, David, that's what we talked about. Retaliation, not all of that aside, man, like protecting the team, top of the pile. And so they'll go through the process with the NFL this afternoon regarding an appeal, and then I'll have an update, for you just as soon as we can on that spot.
Tom?
I guess a follow-up question on that point. Is he able to travel with the team if suspended, and can you provide a list of any other players who aren't going to be traveling to Madrid?
No, you're not allowed to travel if you're suspended, and so the 4 o'clock appeal or this afternoon, whatever time, that will be the determination time. If it wasn't settled by the takeoff, then you'd have to still wait. And then Yeah, we'll give you an update tonight about who wouldn't else go. Trying to think who you'd be thinking. Terry will go. He will not play. Part of that rehab process for him. But like I said, Sean will send out a list for you tonight.
JP?
Hey, Dan, I'm just curious, you kind of said with Jaden you're going to take it as it comes. How does yesterday's loss to Detroit impact your guys' decision-making process with Jaden?
Yeah, we didn't have anything that it impacted. We haven't been there, JP, with us yet. Focus has been on him getting better. He's doing all the right stuff. He only, this guy heals fast. So we haven't had any discussions regarding that, JP.
Okay, and then just any update on if Jaden's going to go to Spain?
He will not.
Scott?
Hey Dan, as taking over for defensive play calling here, what type of an impact do you think you can make?
Going into his tough decision, Scott, obviously, to go into that. I'm hopeful that we'll see, kind of the execution, the consistency that we're searching for. And that's number one, top of the pile, to get that part right. We've been digging for it. We haven't had it. We haven't found it. And so that type of consistency and execution, Scott, that's what I'm after. And that's the only reason behind the move. So that's what I'm going to have to chase first.
No, I don't know if you caught this. I want to get this quote right. Marcus Mariota said after the game, "I don't think we are who we think we are." So with that being said, do you think in a sense it's time to recalibrate expectations even from the fans and everybody in your building of kind of where this team is going forward?
I think that's a fair question after a difficult game, and we've got to dig in, man. Like I said, we've got to put everything we can, Scott, into this game and where we're at. There's the bye after that, but I'm not looking too far down the line. Like, how much better can we get this week, man? That's it. It's cool to have everybody going together. That's a big deal for us to have everybody together, go get our processes right, get our line of our football like we want to do it. It's going to be an awesome environment, but as far as big picture stuff, I'm pretty locked in on the present one now. I'll have a little more space to do that during the bye. There's not a player that I respect more than Marcus, so his insights are usually spot on. And, you'd have to ask him, but we're not hitting the mark. It's fair to say that we're not doing the things we need to do to be who we want to be.
Thanks, Dan.
Chick? Ben?
Hey Dan, see the culture, the brotherhood inside that locker room was such a big deal last year, and I'm not suggesting that it's fractured, but last year it seemed to really lift you guys up. Why is that impact not seemingly taking place this year?
It's a great question, Ben. The consistency and the things that we need to do as a team, that has to lift us up. And if we do those things, you get a win, then you get back onto the space that you want to get to. So being in this slump that we've been in, emotionally it's hard, but man, you got it right. You have to lift one another up. You have to perform to get those results as well. And I just felt the up and down nature of our performances have not led to us performing better, and we're going to dig in hard on that, man.